Hi, everybody. This is Andrea Shear with my dear friend Laurel Bleeden Maffei. Hi, Laurel.
Hi, everybody. So glad to be here with you.
Yeah, and if you don't know Laurel, Laurel is a dear friend of mine. We've been collaborating on a lot of courses, especially last year where we did the Oracle deck class, and a lot of you took that with us and made some really beautiful decks. And we're going to do that again in the coming sort of month or so. But I also got very inspired by Laurel. So Laurel has been working with a program called an AI program called Midjourney, and she's going to tell you more about it. But I was very resistant to doing anything AI related, especially as it relates to like visual art. But the more I talk to Laurel, the more inspired I get. And so I actually want to share what her Laurel's perspective on this, and also this class that she's running on Midjourney, because I got so excited that I'm actually going to take her class, and I wanted to invite all of you to do it with us as a kind of co-host. So Laurel, take it away.
Yes. Well, hi, everyone. So glad to be here with you. So, you've probably heard of Midjourney already, and we could probably have a whole discussion about what Midjourney is and how you might use Midjourney. But I think it's much more fun to just go in and start creating images together, so we can show you how easy and graceful it is to use Midjourney. One of the things I think that is so exciting about Midjourney these days, because it's really evolved. It's always shifting and growing and evolving. And one of the things I love so much about it is you can teach Midjourney what your personal style is. So when I first started teaching other people Midjourney, I'm an angelic practitioner, and so I was teaching other angelic practitioners. And at first, I was worried that all of our angels would look the same. And I discovered that absolutely wasn't the case, that each of us were developing our own style, our own vibe, our own vision. And that's the beautiful thing about Midjourney, that we're not all going to wind up with the same exact images. And I think you're going to see that in the demos we're going to do, because Andrea and I have very different visual aesthetics. And so let's go ahead and we'll do some screen
All
sharing.
right, let's do it.
All right. So this is basically the demo that I had given Andrea. So right now we're in the web interface of Midjourney. If you had ever tried Midjourney before, you may have tried it in the era that it was based in the Discord system. It is now fully functional on the website, and so it makes it much more intuitive to use. And what Midjourney is, it's a text to image program. So you write a prompt text. So I call this, it's like painting with words. You're taking your words, you're taking your visions, and you're writing a prompt. And you don't have to give it all the art direction. So one of the ones that Andrea and I were working with is she had been looking at collage and just how interesting that is. So we came up with a prompt that I'm just going to put up here in the box for you. Art style collage, animal guide, a bear on a city background. It could be any animal, it could be any art style. But let's start here. Should we stick with the bear, Andrea?
Yeah, and okay, so this is what sold me on this whole Midjourney thing is I thought that AI art sort of looked like AI art. And the more I see what Laurel's creating and her beautiful deck that she created in Midjourney, I'm starting to understand that, like you were saying, Laurel, it can actually channel your voice and your aesthetic, which is super interesting. And so, as she was just sort of demonstrating this for me, all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, I want to do an animal spirit deck. And what would that be like? And I got really excited. So that's
Yes.
where this bear is coming from. And maybe I'm curious about even changing the animal because he looks sort of menacing at the
Let's
moment.
do
So let's
what animal would you like?
let's try maybe like
A
hippo.
flamingo, a parrot, a moose, a
Uh,
buffalo, a cow,
right.
like anything.
Let's try flamingo. Why not? I like pink.
So what I want you to pay attention to is look how quickly Midjourney is going to create these images. It will always return 4 images for you to select from. So I'm going to hit the enter button. and I'm hitting it now. And this is how quickly it returns these images. Now, one thing you may notice is this, I think this red, this orange, Andrea, it's so interesting because I think of those as your colors. Like you
Oh
like
yeah,
the earthy colors, right?
I love those.
So I'm going to just go through these four images for a moment. So this was the first one.
Hmm.
That's our second one. That's a little blurry. That's not you. There we go. That's number two.
Cool.
That's number three.
Hmm.
And that's number four.
They're fun.
Now, if you don't love any of these yet, we can just hit the rerun button and
Mhm.
it's going to give us four more with that prompt.
Oh, cool. I sort of like, yeah, like maybe I'm sort of wondering about like an abstract painting in the background as opposed to, ooh, but those are fun. God, it's like so, this is so exciting, right? Like I love that. That's like kind of amazing, actually. Wow. In all these
But
pinks, God, that they're so juicy.
why don't we try that though? So
Okay.
art style collage, animal guide, flamingo on an abstract
Mhm.
painterly, yeah,
Okay.
background. Is
Yeah,
there a color theme that you'd like to see or just give it
let's
whatever
just
it wants
try
to do?
that.
So you can keep refining the prompt. You can say, paint it like Van Gogh, paint
Right.
it like Matisse, paint it or create it like a child's illustration in a
Mm,
children's book.
mm,
Do it as a sketch.
mm. Whoa. So interesting, right?
So let me just show you now what we can do with this image, because this is the part that Andrea got really excited about. Remember, I'm saying Midjourney can learn what you like
Hmm.
and what your aesthetic is. So
Hmm.
I'm just going to take this first one. That was the animal guide flamingo on a city background. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate my personalization code. You'll learn in the class how easy it is to do your personalization code. It'll actually be what we're going to invite you to do week one. It's
Mm,
very easy to do. This is part of what begins to set this apart because my color style might be different than your color style, right?
right.
My color story is different than yours. Look how radically different these images are right now.
Right. You can tell the
They're
palette
they're
already.
soft,
Mhm.
they're pink, they're
Yeah.
pastel. Like this is totally my vibe and my color palette. And we didn't change anything about the prompt other than my global profile.
Right.
In addition, I'm going to turn off my global profile right now. And
Uh-huh.
remember, this is not a tutorial. So if you don't understand what I'm doing, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But let me
It's
show you
together.
what else you can do. This is super cool. This is a new function. So if you had taken my class before and you don't know about this yet, welcome. You can set up mood boards. So
Mm,
you may have a series of images that you like. Like this is my mood board of watercolor ascended masters. This is
mm.
very much my vibe. I did a lot of my oracle cards from there. And now I can use this as a style reference.
That's really cool. So, okay, so let me just give people an example of application. So, say you are wanting to do an Oracle deck, either with Laurel and I or not, but maybe you're not a painter or an illustrator or a graphic designer, or you just want to play with this tool because it's kind of incredible, which is the case with me. Like, I could use my art on a set of cards, but I'm very intrigued by this method and using this tool. And so if I land on, so tell me if this is right, Laurel. So if I land on a style that I really like, I can start iterating and using that style and being like, okay, now I want this animal on this kind of background
Yes.
and so I could create something that feels cohesive and looks cohesive
Yes.
for a whole deck.
Yes.
Okay.
And look at how, so again, let's take you through the iteration of this. right here, this is just the basic Midjourney. This is what it gave us.
And I actually love those the best. PS. Yeah,
Well, again, this I think of this as your aesthetic, right? Your
totally. I
colors. If
love
I
that
look at
so
your
much.
oracle cards, like that
Yeah.
whole orange and
And the moon even.
terracotta,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And then for those of you who know me, this is
Hmm.
very Laurel,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And if I wanted to go watercolor, like some of the items in my card deck, that is very much the aesthetic of my card deck. But now look at these. This is another one of my mood boards. Look
Yeah.
at these colors.
Yeah. The
And so,
golds and the pinks are so you.
like, look at that. These are my colors, right? So we have the exact same prompt. We're just changing the style codes. And the style codes give you so much leverage in Midjourney. Again, they introduced style codes, I think maybe 6 months ago. And there's millions of them. Like nobody has a list of all of them. Basically, if you think of it, they're like different grid points on the whole learning model. So let me show you some of the different styles that are available. So I'm going to just take this off for a second. And again, this is not a tutorial. So if I'm going fast, I promise I will go slow and teach you things. um,
And are these images going to show up on anyone else's prompts? Like, are they going to get the same image or anything?
Possibly. I do not know how Midjourney decides what gets shown on the Explore tab, but
Mhm.
when you open Midjourney, you're going to come to this Explore tab. And these are images other people have made. One of the nice things about it, as you're learning your style prompts and what do you like, you can do things like look for a watercolor dog and see what some of these images are. And then if you see an image that you like, you can click on it and you'll get the prompt. And then you can actually
Oh.
use the prompt if you want to.
Mhm.
So it's a great way to learn. Again, I'll teach you that in the class. So let me share with you what you're going to see right now. So as I said, there are millions of style reference codes, and there's lots of places you can go online to find some. What I just ran, I asked Midjourney to give me 10 random style codes using our same prompt. I haven't changed anything else about the prompt. We've just changed the style codes. For instance, this style code in all likelihood brings you back something that's photography based with the darker tones. So I could take this prompt and I could say a woman meditating. And it'll take that style reference and give us something else. This one is hand drawn. So again, I can take a woman meditating and or whatever it is, right? This one has all the blue colors.
It's
This
pretty.
one, I mean, look how adorable that is.
Yeah,
You're
super
doing a
cute.
children's book or something. But each one's different and you can run this thing
Mm.
a lot of different times. So also you can see what you like. So now look at this woman meditating and why it's similar to this, right? Similar aesthetic.
Yeah.
So as you're discovering what you like, you will likely find style codes that you like. You'll develop your own mood boards. So again, kind of getting back, I have many different mood boards. Um, I can show you what another one of my mood boards looks like that I love. Um, let's use this one.
What are other applications for this? Like, what are people using this for, given that you've been teaching this for a bit?
God, everything. I work with a lot of practitioners who are active on social media. And so they make graphics for social media. So they might be sharing an inspiring quote. They
Mhm.
might be creating graphics for their upcoming classes. We're in such a content driven society now. And I will say for me, one of the things that I find so profoundly healing about this, and I know that you and I have overlap in the people that we work with, is that it is really a remarkable thing to live as an intuitive, to live as an artist, because so much of our world is non-physical, right? We have these expressions of consciousness. We see things, we feel things, we sense things. And to be able to come into collaboration with this AI model and develop images that so deeply speak to our hearts is a really remarkable experience. Like if I'm just going to take you through just
Hmm.
a
Yeah,
hand.
let's.
I mean, I have so many that I have done over the years, but over the years, it's only been a year and a half. But
But you're on the cutting edge. Oh, those are pretty. Look at
they're
those
beautiful,
beautiful
right?
ones. Oh, I love those.
And what's driving this one is the style reference code and then my personal profile.
Mm,
So if we take that again,
mm.
coming back over here to our flamingo, let's do the flamingo against the cityscape because I think that's interesting. And I'll use the text, but with those style code and the profile I just showed you.
Mm.
So when you see something that you like, you can try it different ways. And I talk about the style reference codes, your mood boards, your personal profile like condiments, right? You have your subject, which is your basic cue to um, to Midjourney, and then you zhuzh it up with like, look at how delightful these are.
Mhm.
Oh, like this is me. If you guys know this is totally me. And you might be going,
Not,
that's
and
too
it's not me.
pastel.
Like it's
That's
yeah,
right.
it's great, but it's so different. Yeah, love
It's
it.
so different. But we could now say, let's see, how about what does this look like with a moose? A moose
Mhm.
walking down a city street. Also, what we can do is share that, change this from art style collage. We can say in the style of a children's book
Mm.
illustration. We can change this in the style of Van Gogh. You can say um, watercolor. Okay, how adorable is our moose?
So cute. Adorbs.
Oh, like the friendliest moose you ever met, right?
Totally.
With the balloons. That's
Really
awesome.
cute.
Again, what you're seeing here is the blend of my personal profile, but also this style reference code.
Mhm.
You're gonna be so sick of flamingos when we're done here.
I know, right? I'll have to switch to another animal.
Okay,
Shake it up. Um, okay, what else do you want us to know? So, first of all, when is this class and how many weeks is it and stuff
great
like that? I know
question.
that I'm taking it with you, but I don't know all the
Oh,
details.
wait, I thought I updated it. Hold on. Didn't we just change the dates?
I think so, but it's supposed to be
Oh, there
March.
it is.
There
Here
you
we
go.
go. We're starting on March 13th. It's going to be a Thursday. We're going to meet at 9 a.m. How it's going to work is I will take you through the body of what I'm going to be teaching you the first hour. So the first hour is when you're going to learn everything. And then the last half hour, there's time for questions, office hours, and that really becomes relevant once we're a few weeks in. So let's say you're trying to write a certain kind of prompt and you can't figure out how to get there, then I'll stay along and teach you. The other thing I want you to know is if you do decide to take the class, I will send you a tutorial that will get you set up for your Midjourney experience. And I ask that everybody is signed up for Midjourney before the class starts. So that means we're not spending any time with, I don't know how to activate my account and where do I go? I'm going to get you all up and running. And if you're not up and running by week one, you can get up and running after class and I can help you. But that is the
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we don't want to sit around and do tech difficulties.
yes.
Yeah.
And so just a
So it
couple other
basically,
things that are
and what you mean by that is that I would say download this app onto my computer
You actually don't need to download the app,
Oh,
but what you do need is you need to have a Discord ID
hmm.
that links to your Midjourney ID. And then you do have to pay for a Midjourney subscription,
Okay.
which you can go as little as $10, but I recommend the $30 subscription.
Mm,
All of that's outlined in
perfect.
the tutorial that you will receive. I've never had anybody have a problem getting started. So if this feels like it's complicated, I promise you that it's not.
Okay, great.
Um, one thing, Andrea, that I didn't share with you that I think is really fun to do in Midjourney is to take your favorite lyrics. Just put your favorite lyrics to your favorite song or a poem or a quote or something into
Oh, so you can
Midjourney.
add words. Can I see that? Because I haven't seen.
Yeah, so give me like a piece of prose or a few lyrics or something.
Okay. There's a quote that I love. Um, let's see. It's a Mary Oliver quote. Say, I want to be a bride married to amazement. I want to be a bride married to amazement. Yeah. So you didn't put any style guide
No,
stuff,
nothing. This is
just the
just going to be
words.
raw what Midjourney comes up with.
Oh, okay. And is this just random?
Random.
Oh, I see. So they're interpreting it as an image.
Yeah, so it's coming up with bride. Another thing, just you'll, and again, we're going to talk about this in class. Midjourney definitely has its biases.
Hmm.
It'll give you very thin, very young, very beautiful Caucasian women
Yeah,
most of the time,
looks
unless you
like
ask for
that.
something different,
Right.
which I do. I'm a plus sized woman. And so that was very healing to be able to let Midjourney know what I want. But if we love this quote, let's now start to describe the bride is going to throw it off. So
Yeah.
let's say I want to be, um, let's just say an older woman. Just, I know we're not older women, but again, we're talking to the bias.
Yeah.
Um, and then we can say
I think you have to
wonder,
write one woman in there
joy.
when you're done.
Yes, wonder, joy,
Delight.
enthusiasm,
Yeah. Great.
play, creativity, maybe boho vibe.
Okay.
Boho vibe typically gets me where I want to go.
Okay. And then put the woman in there.
An older woman living in amazement. So let's
Yeah.
just change it a little bit, living
Right. It's too poetic for.
in amazement.
Mhm.
And sometimes, you don't hit it out of the park. I mean, this is why
Mhm.
but it's a joy because you wind up to be less attached to getting the prompt right and just being in the flow of the creative spirit.
Yeah.
So this is giving us sort of photorealistic images.
Wow. That's amazing. So is that a real person? Like who is
No,
that?
it's not. It's AI generate. She's
I like
AI
her.
generated.
Whoa.
And so isn't that amazing? It's AI generated.
It's wild.
And so we can also change this. So again, let's say an older woman living in amazement, or we can say painterly. So you can kind of keep changing it and shifting with it.
Mhm.
One of the things I have to say that has been so profoundly healing about Midjourney is we can make images that look like us, that inspire
Mhm.
our hearts, right?
Mhm.
And as an older woman, plus sized woman,
Mhm.
there's images that look like me, but look like me in an inspired way. Not
Yeah.
that looks like me at the end of the day when I'm exhausted and I want to see a bright expression, right? Like look at these
My
pictures.
God, they're so
Like
cute.
adorable, right? And look at how cool her shirt is and
Yeah.
like she's
Oh,
delightful. I want to go have lunch
totally.
with her.
I love it. They're actually kind of great vision board images too, if we're like
Yes.
using these for that purpose. That's kind of interesting
Look at
too.
that.
Adorable. Her hands look weird, but other than
Well,
that.
that's okay. I will teach you how to change her hands.
Oh,
So
good.
let's
Okay.
let's um let's just rerun this again. So there's a couple things you can do. Like you don't like her hands right now. We can vary this. You can vary it strongly. So we're going to get a different expression of the same thing, or else you can erase the hands and let AI,
Mhm.
um, like some of them get a little weird,
Yeah, but she's a little wacky, but kind of cool also. It's like
but I
her,
think she's also a tremendous icon for how many of us are,
right? The inner artist, right?
right?
Ooh,
Okay.
love her.
I bet this woman has really good candy in her purse.
Uh,
Like right? Like she's got like candy and she's got,
Amazing.
right? She's got
Yeah.
some rope, like a little bit of thread and maybe
Wow.
as a parrot at home. I don't know.
I love it. Okay, so class starts on March 13th, Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific.
Yes.
Um, it's $400. I will be there. Um, I'm
Here, I'm
really
going to stop
excited.
sharing. Okay.
Yeah, and then I just want to say too, like, I think I'm not a Luddite by any stretch, but I also resist some of this stuff because I'm like, whoa, is that cheating? Is that fake? Is that, you know what I'm kind of like
I
concerned
listen,
about
I
that.
think there's also, we just have to really honor the controversy around Midjourney.
Yeah,
Um, there is a lot of um upset, understandable upset, just so you know, I'm not trying to diminish it in the artist community because the way Midjourney was trained was by feeding in billions of images without having permission to do
right,
that. And so there's a tremendous amount of controversy around it. And I think it's important to know that before you go in and start using something.
yeah,
Um, I went ahead and decided to use it. That was not everyone in my sphere was happy about that. So I just want to acknowledge that. For me, it felt like it allowed me to build a bridge between this non-visual, energetic energy and presence that I work with into images that really inspired people. And my intention was not to copy any one person's artist style. And I feel like I've been able to develop my own style.
yeah,
Again, I'm not justifying it. I just think when we start using AI, whether it's ChatGPT or Claude or Midjourney or any one of the other ones, we're in the middle of a revolution. It's an
yeah,
iterative revolution. And these large language learning models or whatever they're called, they are built around all the information that humanity's generated up until this point.
yeah. And every book that's ever written and all the rest. And
All of the
yeah,
above. And one thing to know, because this also matters, is here in the United States, the courts have determined that AI generated art cannot be copywritten.
mhm,
So when you generate something in Midjourney, you have the rights to use it,
okay,
but other people can too. That does not happen a lot, but I'm not going to tell you it never happens. But it doesn't trouble me because I am using art built on other people's art. Right, like it's an iterative process.
right.
And
And even though you can't copyright it, you can still like sell your cards or
yes,
products, maybe a tote bag with an image that you generated on.
yes, and
Yeah.
I have tote bags, I have
Yeah.
mugs,
Oh, nice. Yes.
I have all that.
Yeah.
And but also I would say if this is a cause of concern for you to definitely
Yeah.
read the license pages, like definitely do your homework. I also just want to say I invite you to take this class if you're at all intrigued, and you don't have to know why. You
Mhm.
don't have to know what you're going to do with it. You don't need to have a purpose. It's an invitation to develop a new way of expressing yourself through digital visual art that's never existed before.
Yeah.
You may not know what is seeking to be born through you until you take the journey. What do you like? What is your aesthetic? I couldn't give art direction to Midjourney. I was giving it abstract things like an angel surrounded by golden light, sending love to the to the world. What does that look like? One of my favorite prompts to use when I'm looking at different style reference codes is Reiki healing light, because what does that even look like? How is that represented?
Mm.
So your most intimate interests, your most intimate vibe, will wind up speaking to you through Midjourney, and it's exquisitely exciting. So
I'm
use this
excited.
Midjourney, my friends.
Thank you, Laurel. Thanks for explaining that. You're a fantastic teacher, and I'm excited to learn with you. And if any of you are interested in joining me and Laurel making some making some beautiful art, I'm as you're sharing, I'm like, oh my God, I've been doing these meditations lately, and I've been getting these images, and it would be fun to experiment with getting an actual visual for what I've been seeing in my mind's eye. So I can already,
Wonderful. I'm excited. It'll be so much fun.
yeah, me too. All right. Thanks, honey.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.